Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Damn AF. Rock on, Gold Dust Woman. How are you guys doing? Well, let me tell you something. People. Yesterday, I put up I had no idea that some drama would explode yesterday. So, this is my second video of the day. Yesterday, I put up a Q&A over on Instagram. And I asked people to send me questions. I said, anything goes. I will be answering questions over on a Q&A. I was going to do a little Q&A. I received more questions on this Q&A than I have ever received on any Q&A before. Like, more, I couldn't believe it when I was, like, screenshotting it today, because I didn't want them to disappear. So I went in there and I screenshot all of them. And I was like, oh my God, I've never received this many questions before. So I don't know if it's because people are at home and they're bored, or if people want to know so much about me. I doubt that's the truth, since I've done 9 million Q&As at this point. Q&As have always been one of my favorite videos on YouTube. Not just for me to do, but when I would watch other people. I remember watching Q&As with like Gigi Gorgeous and Trisha Paytas back in the day, and all these people that I loved, Tyler Oakley, and everybody that I used to watch back in the day when they would do Q&As. That and like What's in My Purse, I loved those videos, but nobody does those videos as much anymore. I love those videos, and I loved haul videos. Those were like my four. I loved favorites, I loved Q&As, I loved hauls, and I loved What's in My Purse. Those were like my favorite videos back in the day to watch. So now I do Q&As over here. So let's get in here and let's see what some people asked. I literally have not looked at any of these questions. So somebody said, would you consider writing a Peterisms book? Okay, so if you don't know, what you don't know is a lot. I have a channel called Peterisms, and I read meditations over there every single day from like meditation books. Mine are actually sitting right over there to do today. I also tell stories over there, stories about my recovery, stories about grief, stories about things I've learned in my life, mistakes I've made and how I've learned from them. And starting in November, we started reading, all of us together over there, one motivation book a month. So, yeah, I have thought about writing a book based on some things that I say about over there. Just kind of like maybe life lessons that I've learned. One of the books that I've kind of like, so if you don't know, I'm a writer. I'm actually on my BookTube channel, which is called Peter Likes Books. I'm currently reading my book over there, the Before, Now, and After Then. So every day I'm reading 2 chapters over there. A lot of people have asked for it, and it's out of print right now. So while it's out of print, I thought I'm just going to read it on my YouTube channel. So if you want to hear my book, it's over there. I'm reading 2 chapters a day. I started it, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. But anyway, so I'm working on a piece of fiction, but I'm also working on a memoir that has to do with childhood stories of mine. But I've also thought it would be really interesting to write like a book of like lessons I learned from my mother's life, as well as like just lessons I've learned in my life from mistakes that I've made. One of the best quotes I've ever heard, last month we read Make Your Bed, which was a book that was based on this naval commander's commencement speech that he gave at the University of Texas. And one of the lessons that he said in there was that mistakes make leaders. And that if you can accept your mistakes and learn from them, then that's how people learn to be leaders in their own lives, you know, and to make better choices is by making mistakes. And I like that whole idea of having like, you know, it's like, I call them graduation books, like, you know, the Places You Go by Dr. Seuss. Like, I would love to write some kind of book that is like just based on all of the things I've learned in my life. So yeah, I actually have thought about that. I don't think I've ever received that question before. Somebody said, what are you doing to occupy your time during quarantine? Okay, so I just got my second puzzle in the mail today from, from Amazon, and I'm doing that. I'm reading a lot. I'm listening to a lot of audiobooks. I'm currently watching King Lion, or The Lion King, or whatever it's called on Netflix, as well as some other shows. I've been watching some movies. I just finished watching Zombieland 1 and Zombieland 2 Double Tap. My husband and I have just been watching a lot of TV together, hanging out, and I am still vlogging. I'm still making videos on all 5 channels every single day, and I'm still vlogging like an hour to 2 hours in my driveway, and I call it Fountain Pops from the Driveway. So if you want to kind of just hear like how my day has gone or what I'm doing, go over and check out my vlog. It's called Peter Vlogs. This has been like marketing for Peter's channels, like the first 5 minutes. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been sleeping really, really late and staying up really, really late. Someone said, will you do a quarantine video with Jane, skit video? Please, we need that right now. If enough people say in the comment section that they would like me to do like a video of, well, it's kind of been included in some of the drama videos that I've done because Jane and Vivian are now not having the women's league. They are doing it in a Google Hangout. So, but I could do that. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Okay, let's see. When you got into all the beauty drama, did you ever have the urge to do your own makeup? I have actually, because from time to time I'm so interested in it, you know, like, and I love just to watch like the trends and colors, and the more I've understood about it, yes, I've been really, really, you know, I've thought about that. And I have to say that there was a time when I thought, if I like started doing makeup on my channel and I like started learning how to do it, like it probably, like I might get more views or whatever. But like, you know, I was like, that's so just like not who I am, that I was like, that's kind of disingenuous to who I am. And I always said that if I was going to get on YouTube and I was going to do this, then I was going to 100% be myself. And so I didn't want to just do makeup for that reason. You know, I love the backstory of it. I love the business of it. I love looking at the ins and outs and how people pick the colors and all that kind of stuff. But personally, like, I don't know that I would ever, like, put on, like, a full face of, like, really colorful makeup and go out. So, for me, no, I probably wouldn't go past that. But I will tell you what I have wanted to do, and I thought about doing this lately, is I would really like to know, like, how to do, like, a look on my face, for me, like, if I was just gonna go out for a night on the town, you know, using concealer and eyeliner and things like that, but, like, a very real look that would just, like, pop my face and make me look very fresh. John McLean actually has a video that he does, and it's, like, a 5 or 10 minute video. And I thought about following that video. I'm probably going to do this while, you know, we're all at home, because I have all the things I need to do it, where he shows, like, you know, to just have, like, a very clean look and use concealer and primer and eyeliner and things like that. So I'm probably going to do that at some time, because I really am interested in that. And he talks about, like, how to, like, trim your eyebrows and stuff like that. So I probably will do that at some time. God, so many people ask what we're doing during the quarantine. Well, not fighting. I will say that. Like, I will say one of the things is that, you know, when you're in close proximity with people that your family and friends, you know, if you're together, that you aren't usually, I think it's really important to communicate and say, like, hey, like, I need my space and whatever. And Alex and I have been so good about doing that. You know, I talk a lot about marriage counseling and how we've been to marriage counseling. That has, like, really saved us, I would say, in the last week or two, you know, where we've said to each other, like, I'll say, like, I'm gonna go take a nap, or I need, you know, like, 10 minutes to just, you know, like, be by myself, and he said the same thing, because I think sometimes, like, when you're together, like, you know, it's like, we do very good on vacation, but we're not stuck in, like, here, where we're like, oh, we need to clean this, we need to clean that, we need to organize this, you know, so, I don't know, I'm thankful that we're getting along so well, and there's nobody else that I would rather, you know, be in the house with for eternity. Somebody else, let's see, will you be writing another book? Yes, I will be writing another book. Let's see, what are your favorite Starbucks secret menu drink? Oh God, that's so hard, because I've reviewed so many for my review channel. I think the Harry Potter Butterbeer was my favorite one that I've done so far. I thought that was I thought that one was really, really good. Let's see. What got you interested in being a YouTuber and a drama channel? Sending love. You know, like, I never, like, if you watch my first videos, I never wanted to be a drama channel. I was like, I'm not a drama channel, I'm not a drama channel. In fact, I used to say over here that I was a candle review company, and that's where, like, that whole joke started from. And I didn't want to be a drama channel, and then one day I was just like, what's wrong with being a drama channel? Like, I'm a drama channel, you know, I'm a gossip channel, I'm a tea channel. I don't care what people call me. Like, I'm, you know, I just kind of, like, I decided going into 2020 that I wanted to be very much like, you know, like, I don't know, like TMZ or you know, E! News or whatever, but like also like talking more about the issues, kind of like, you know, like a Phil Donahue or an Oprah back in the day, where you take the issue and you talk about it on a deeper level. Like, that's kind of what I wanted to be. But I don't know, like, I love talking about this stuff. I love talking about, like, reality stars, and I love talking about celebrities. I always have. I've loved going and getting a pedicure with my good Judy Tanya, and us sitting there and reading Us magazine next to each other, and, like, being like, oh my God, did you know who Ben Affleck is dating? I've always been interested in that stuff. So I think it was kind of natural for me just to kind of, like, go down that road when I started, if that makes sense. And when I got, you know, introduced to it, which was September 1st of 2016, I had made other videos over here, but, like, that was my very first drama video, and it was when Jeffree Star and Kat Von D were arguing over, I think, a logo. And then on my side, I had seen these videos, you know, from other drama channels, and I was like, oh my God, like, you know, I didn't realize that there were people out there that were talking about this, you know, and I got real intrigued with it real quick. So, yeah. Let's see. Someone said, what is the hardest part of social distancing for you? Love you, be safe. You too. You know, I'm at home all the time anyway, but I think knowing that I can't leave is, like, I don't know, it's so strange. You know, I'm listening to The Handmaid's Tale right now, and it's this whole idea of freedom, and I think that's it. It's like knowing that knowing that I can leave, but that I shouldn't, and, you know, knowing that we're not supposed to, and so just being here, and it's like, I don't know, like, that's the hardest thing, but I will tell you one of the things that's really, really helped me through it the last couple days has been, like, finding a center of gratitude over, like, you know, like, if this is as bad as it, you know, is going to get for me, like, and it's going to keep me healthy, to stay at home and, like, just be with my husband and my dogs, like, I'm pretty blessed, aren't I? Like, I have food to eat. I have a place to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, what a blessing. Like, I feel extremely blessed. There are so many people out there that are being affected by this, that are homeless, and, you know, that have, you know, nowhere to go right now, and people that are at home completely alone, that have no friends, nobody to talk to, you know, and I think, like, I have very, very little to complain about right now. So I try to stay in the positivity and be part of the solution and not part of the problem, and that's really helped the last couple days. Okay, do you like glitter? I love glitter. Glitter Forever 17. No, I do like glitter though. Okay, where is your favorite place to travel? Why? Or what's your top 5 dream travel places? Good question. We always get travel questions. Well, we were supposed to be in Miami right now. Today would have been our last day in Miami. So I love Miami, and I love Las Vegas. Let's see, where else? We went to San Diego last year to visit my brother-in-law. I love San Diego. Mexico, we love Mexico. We go to, Cancun, the Riviera Maya a lot. We love that. I think my top 5 places to dream would be, like, I love any place with a beach, okay? My husband, strangely enough, you would think it would be the opposite, but he is more like, he wants to go and see things, like, you know, temples and things like that, like, you know, touristy kind of stuff. I don't really care so much about that. Like, I've seen the things in the world that I've wanted to see. But I think my top 5 dream places would be the Maldives, Fiji, Bora Bora, Thailand, and Venezuela. And my husband's from Venezuela, and right now it's extremely dangerous to go to Venezuela. I don't think I can go to Venezuela right now. So I don't know that we'll ever get to go to Venezuela. It's been extremely dangerous for the last couple years. I know that's probably, you know, if tomorrow Venezuela was really, really safe and we could travel there, that would absolutely be our number 1 travel dream, would be to go to Venezuela. Alex hasn't been there since he was 12, and he really wants to go back and see the places that he was raised, and, you know, much of his family is over there, and it's just, you know, all of his close family is here. His, you know, brothers are here, and his mother and grandmother and cousins and everybody is over here, but, like, he still has people over there that he hasn't seen since he was a little kid, and I think for him to be able to show me that would be so cool. Actually, we were watching Kristen Cavallari, he loves that show, and she went to Italy, and he got kind of emotional, like, watching it. He was like, I just wish I could go to Venezuela and show you, you know, like, where I grew up and all that kind of stuff. So Venezuela would definitely be one of ours. Okay, let's see. What's your favorite skincare products? Okay, this is so funny. My favorite skincare products right now, well, I love Tatcha products, always, but they're very, very expensive. My favorite products right now are probably, like, I don't know if you consider it necessarily skincare, but I love, like, the body wash, and I love the lotions. The body butter is Soap and Glory. I love the smell of it. They are not too oily, too greasy. They stay on me. I love them so much, but I always from head to toe, usually when I get out of the shower, I use Aveeno lavender lotion is what I usually use. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? Chubby Hubby from Ben & Jerry's. Okay, let's see. What's the longest you have gone without coffee? 30 days. A couple years ago, I went 30 days without caffeine. The first 2 weeks were absolute hell. I had horrible, horrible headaches every single day. And this is kind of an interesting story. So my best friend, Tanya, her son is a Marine, or he was a Marine. He's out of the Marines now. And thank you to any of you out there that are serving our country, especially right now. This is really, really scary time. And to any of the friends and family out there of people that are serving our country. So, he had to come home for a funeral of somebody that was in his Marine troop, I don't know what that's called. And so they all had to come back to Indiana. And it was over Thanksgiving. And there was no hotels and there was no places to stay. So Tanya literally put up like 15 Marines in her house. And all their families flew in. And they were all like sleeping on the floors in the guest bedrooms and stuff. It was really, really cool. Like it just, to this day, like I look back on that. And Tanya hosted this Thanksgiving, you know, like for all these Marines and their families that had no place to stay. And it was so cool. And the first night I went over there when they all got there, you know, it was like 10 of them were like, you know, watching a movie in the living room. And a couple of them were in the other room playing ping pong. And a couple were in the hot tub. And Tanya and I were standing in the kitchen. And she looked at me and she said, like I had gone like 30 days without having a Diet Coke or a cup of coffee or anything. And she looked at me and she said, she goes, hey, do you want to split a Diet Coke? And I go, yes. And so we split this Diet Coke and it was, oh my God, it was so fantastic. Probably the best Diet Coke I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, I'm kind of skimming through these. Please say more on Kim versus Taylor, those tweets. Well, I don't even know what to think about it. You know, like, so I saw this stuff that like all these things are coming out about that Kanye and Kim like edited the video now, and then Kim came back and like said that Taylor was bringing this up like after it, like during this really horrible time, and then I'm like, but Taylor didn't really bring it up, everybody else brought it up. Where is this coming? I don't know. So I guess I'm very confused about all of that. Let's see. Do you believe in influencer culture? God, I don't even know if I understand that question. Like, I just think the whole idea of, you know, people saying that they're influencers is just so narcissistic and BS. And, like, I mean, it's true. They do influence people, I understand. But to say it, right? Like, when I say in my videos, like, I'm YouTube famous, like, it's a joke, right? Like, if I were to get on video and be really, like, I really am, like, YouTube famous. Like, I'm famous on YouTube, right? Like, can you imagine how arrogant and, like, egotistic that is? So when I hear somebody say I'm an influencer, that's how it comes across to me. And I love that Shane Dawson recently came out, and he came out in a tweet, and he said it. I don't know how he said it, but he said that, like, somebody saying that they're an influencer is like the biggest BS in the entire world. There's like this fleck of like, just like this little thing on my camera, and it's like right here. And it like, I keep on thinking it's like a smudge or something on my forehead. But anyway, I agree. I just think it's like crap when people say that. So I don't know. I think the influencer culture is going to change a lot in the next coming years. Let's see. Okay. Losing your virginity story. Oh my God. Well, for those of you that don't know, and probably never suspected, I'm sure, I'm a golden star, which means I've never had sex with a woman. You know, there are some stories you just keep private, and that for me is a story that I just would like to keep to myself. But I don't regret it in retrospect. I don't regret how it happened. It was actually rather dreamy. So, okay, let's move on from that one. God, so many people want to know about the Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian drama. I don't really know what else to do it. Boyfriend's tag, somebody said we already did it. Alex and I think I've done it. We've done that like 2 or 3 times. Okay, I'm trying to look through these and see. Any advice for people who want to start a YouTube channel? Just start it. Just start it and start it now. Don't think twice about it. Just start it. Do it. Put it out. Do it now. Start it. Start it whenever you can. You don't need to have a great camera. Sit in front of the light. Use your phone if you want to. Just, you know, try to hype up your personality a little bit. Talk to the camera as if you were talking to your best friend. You know, like this is exactly how I would be talking if my good Judy was sitting right here, or Alex or whoever, you know. So talk to the camera as if you were talking to your best friend. If you struggle with doing that, like have your dogs or cats or stuffed animal in front of you and talk to them. You know what I mean? And you'll get through it. You'll get used to being like, you know, awkward on video after a while. Okay, let's see. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? So I used to think about this a lot. I know, like, it's, you know, like, a lot of people think about, like, political issues or religious issues or philosophical issues, like, as they get older. No, not me. I thought a lot about, would I rather be able to fly or be invisible? I know, like, it's so hard, though, you know? And I'd sit there and I would, like, drive around and I'd be like, but there's pros and cons to both of them. Like, I would love to be able to fly, because then I could, like, go anywhere. Have you ever had dreams of flying? Oh, my God, I used to have dreams where I could, like, up and away, my beautiful, my beautiful. But anyway, and then I thought, like, how great it would be to be invisible. I think if I had to pick, I would prefer to fly. Okay, who said this? I don't know what to ask. I just love you. Well, thank you. I love you too. Someone said, is it sad knowing that you might not be able to travel for a long time because of what's going on? Yes, it is very, very sad. But, you know, hey, listen, I think right now we have to put our health and our safety first, and I'm completely fine not traveling for a long time if that's what it means, you know, as long as my close friends and family remain safe and remain healthy. I think that has to be paramount to anything else right now. So, let's see. What are your favorite things to do for self-care? Listening to audiobooks for me is a way to escape. Reading books is a way for me to escape. Listening to music and dancing. Oh my God, that has been so helpful the last couple days. What else? Just watching TV shows and movies. I love that. Anything that just kind of like allows my mind to like go elsewhere, you know? Let's see. Who is someone you are inspired by? Oh God, that's a good question. You know, I think on a huge level, Maya Angelou, because of all the things that she said and like a lot of my quotes that I list, you know, that are truisms for me today. Like the quote that she says, when you're going through one of the biggest tragedies in your entire life, look up and say thank you, because you're about to learn one of the most valuable lessons you have ever learned. Like, some of her quotes have so like stuck with me so hard, you know, like when she told Oprah was like, oh, this person's talking about me and that person's talking about me, and she looked at her and she said, but see, you're not in that. And like, that's so, God, to this day, when other people are talking about me or want to say something about me, I'm not in that. That's about them. Like, that has nothing to do with me, right? Like, and that took me a really, really long time to realize that I am not in it. Like, when other people are talking about me or they have things to say about me or speculate, like, I'm not in that. That's about them. Like, that took me a long, I think I only really understood that in the last 6 months. So I think Maya Angelou would probably be somebody that inspires me, or as a role model. The other person I think on a very real level is, you know, my best friend. She is somebody that is completely selfless, and my friend Tanya, you know, she is always looking for ways to do things for other people and never once tells anybody about it. Like, she never says anything like, oh, let me tell you why I did this. Like, that to me is always such an interesting thing, when somebody does something really nice and then they want to tell you that they did it. Like, I don't, like, to me, that's always kind of, it's a little cringeworthy to me. It's like, you know, like, when my aunt passed away, I found out that she had, like, been part of all these organizations and, you know, had done all these, like, she put together all this stuff and, like, I don't know, she'd done all these things for these different families that showed up that I didn't even know that she knew. And it was like my aunt was this person, this completely altruistic person that I didn't know, you know? My friend has done so many things for people, and I remember, you know, like, just a few moments where I'm just, like, awed by, like, who she is as a human being, and I'm like, how did you get there, you know? And she's like, and she always says to me, I just, you know, I practice the principles of recovery, and, you know, I, you know, don't put myself first, and I try to get out of myself by helping other people, and she is that 100%, and it inspires me. Okay, this is going to stop the battery, so hold on just a second. Okay, let's look for the next question. My husband is upstairs taking a shower, blasting EDM right now, so if you hear that in the background, that's what it is. Can you please include your dogs in more videos? They are adorable. Yes, they were actually in a video yesterday. We did a review of the Bark Box, but I'll put them in more videos. Has anyone ever compared you to a man who plays Beverly Leslie from Will and Grace? All the time. Okay, so let's see. And I get, you know, it's interesting because I used to get, like, Sean Connery, Bond, James Bond, you know, like, or there's this guy named Gianluca Vacci, who's like a billionaire, and he's like all around the world and whatever, and people are always like, oh my God, you look just like him, you just look just like, we have white hair and a beard, that's like how we look alike, and, but like, I always used to get compared to like those kinds of people. Now I get compared to like, I think his name is Leslie Beverly, or Leslie Jordan is his name, I think. I get compared to him, and I get compared to the Chrisley Knows Best, Todd Chrisley guy. I'm like, oh, thanks a lot. But I like both of them, so it's whatever, you know. Did you feel pressure to be a doctor because your dad is? No, not whatsoever. My dad discouraged me from being a doctor. My dad was like, oh, there's my good shitty time to call me right now. My dad discouraged me from being a doctor. He loved doing it, but he was like, you dedicate your entire life to being, you know, like at the hospital and helping others. And he was like, you know, like you don't ever get to be with your friends and family and stuff like that. And my dad and I, one time, I remember we had this really great talk when I was like 16 or 17. And my dad was very, very present for my life growing up. And I'm so thankful for it. And he and I are extremely close today. We've talked, I mean, every single day in the last week, and I think he's like going crazy a little bit being at home because my dad is 79 and still works, you know. And but he so anyway, he said, oh, when I was like 16 or 17 or something like that, we had a conversation. And, you know, even though he was like present for all of like my, you know, any concerts that I had or school organization things or whatever, he said to me one time, he said, during that conversation, I probably would have served you better as a father if I had been, you know, had some kind of blue collar job where I was at home, you know, in the evenings, because at least I would have been there for you through everything that was going on. I think my dad took a lot of responsibility and felt guilty for my addiction, of which he has no ownership over that whatsoever. You know, like my parents did the best that they could. And even though my mother was an active alcoholic while I was growing up, like I don't blame any of my addiction on her whatsoever. Tukey, come here. Tucker, come on. Everybody wanted to see the dog, so there's Tucker. Hey, Tucker, come up here and say hi to everybody. Hello, everybody. So, I believe that I was born an alcoholic and an addict, but I think through the years he's really struggled with that, you know. And I remember when my dad read the book Beautiful Boy. Like, I read it, like, just a couple years ago, and I called him and I said, did you ever read this book? And Beautiful Boy is about a father's story. It's a true story, an autobiography of his son's descent into addiction. And he goes, yeah. And I said, was that how it was for you and I? And my dad goes, that was exactly how it was. And I think, you know, I look back on it, and my dad was just... he was always there for me, but I think that he beat himself up because he was like, you know, my dad was always up at like 4:35 and out the house, and, you know, like didn't come back home from like board meetings and stuff till 7 or 8 in the evening. So, no, I never had any dreams of being, that was never my dream. I never wanted to be a doctor, you know. Tiger Gang thoughts. Crazy. I'm on the 3rd episode. I'm on the episode where they're suggesting allegedly that Carol killed her husband. So that's where I'm at right now. Somebody said, can I see your dick? No. No thanks, not today. I'm a married man. I don't send out pictures of my dick, but okay. But I'm not ashamed of doing it. I'm not, listen, you know, I was thinking about this the other day because I was talking about Nick Avocado doing the OnlyFans. And here's the thing, like, if I was going to, I always do things a little different. Y'all know that, I think, about me, right? If I was going to do an OnlyFans, I, like, literally would not just, like, let it all hang out and be like, I mean, okay, that's not how it would be. And I thought about doing this, and I was like, you know, there are so many pictures that I would do where I would never once show any kind of nudity whatsoever. I would, like, have, like, boxer shorts, like, you know, really, like, I don't know, cute, sexy, like, pinstripe boxer shorts, right? And then, like, long black socks, like, pulled up with, like, some dress shoes on, you know? And, like, a shirt and a tie and just, like, sitting there, like, reading a book. Don't you think I wouldn't, like, get more money than anybody else on that OnlyFans? But anyway. Do overly religious people annoy you? No, not really. No, I stopped fighting that a long time ago, you know? I'm not a religious person, but I'm a highly, highly spiritual person. And if you watch my Peterisms video, I talk a lot about that over there. But no, they don't annoy me whatsoever. And I feel like they have a right to their belief systems as long as they are not offending or hurting other people. I will not get into conversations, though, when people want to do the whole conversation with me about, like, it's a sin to be gay. I'm like, okay, that's what you believe. Like, I'm not going to change your opinion about it. One of the things I decided early on is that those people that were going to have an issue with me for that whatsoever, I decided that I would allow them to get to know me as a person first, and then what they would realize over time is he's really not any different than anybody else. And I've had a lot of people come to me through the years and be like, you know what, like, I didn't like gay people, or I judged you, blah, 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 whatever, because of this, and, you know, but, like, now that I've got to know you and I realize you're no different than anybody, I'm like, yeah, right, thank you. So, no, they don't bother me, like, unless they do harm to others, like, and then that's where I kind of draw the line with that. But I don't even really engage in the conversation, honestly. What is the first thing you want to do once this is all over? The first thing I want to do, Boo Radley just came up here. Boo Radley, do you want to come over here and say hello? He said, I don't know. He said, I've got things to do today. You have things to do? What things do you have to do? He said, well, I got places that I got to go. where do you want to go? He said, well, I think I might like to go to Hawaii. What are you going to do in Hawaii? He said, don't even worry about it. I'm my own person. You're your own person? He said, yeah, I might do the boot scoot and boogie or go scuba diving or do something. Their dad just got out of the shower, so they're going to be running away in a second. The first thing I'm doing once this is all over is traveling, but once it feels safe again. Okay, let's see. Do you talk to any drama commentary person on a regular basis? Yes. Have you ever considered getting a tattoo? And if so, what would you get? Well, I used to tell people that if I was going to get a tattoo, I was going to get my entire back covered with a naked lady riding a dragon with her tail whipping around the side. But I really was like that. I was like, go big or go home, right? Like, that's how I was. But no, for years and years and years, what I wanted was, my mother and I, like, kind of our sign to each other, like, when she was sick, was that she said if she ever came back, she would come back as a sign. It's a funny story because of what my dad said about it, that she would come back as a sign of a cardinal, a red bird, right? Which my dad later said to me, he was like, that was what you guys picked? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, the red bird is the Indiana state bird, so you see them everywhere, which you do. Like, you see them everywhere. Like, I go stand outside in my back patio, and I see, like, probably 5 or 6 every morning, right? But I wanted to get a cardinal feather on the back of my neck for a long time, and then on my each wrist I wanted to get something that my mom had written and something that my dad had written on my wrist. But I'm also the kind of person where I feel like you know, like, if I get a tattoo, I'm gonna want 100 of them, so I don't have any tattoos as of now. Okay, let's look at the next question. How can I become your best friend? I already have a best friend. I have one best friend. I have my good Judy Tanya, but you can be a good Judy. You can be a good Judy. All you have to say is, I'm one of Peter's good Judys. Okay, let's see. Would you ever do a meetup in Kentucky or a meetup at all? Yeah, I would. I mean, I haven't been to Kentucky in, God, I don't know. It's been a couple years. When we used to go to Louisville, Kentucky a lot and go out, but we haven't been there for a while. Okay. Let's see. Which influencer have you met and they were an asshole? Nobody that I met was... I don't think I've met anybody that's been an asshole to me. I really don't. Everybody was really, really nice. I will say this. Everybody was like 100% more genuine than you would actually think that they were. And that they were a little bit different than their online personas. Like, even more real and down to earth. Like, I feel like everybody was like that. I will tell you this. The Psychic Twins were probably the most professional people I have ever met in my entire life. Like, so completely professional. Like, they knew exactly what they were doing. They had the whole setup. I mean, they were very, very professional. They were really nice to work with. Everybody has been really super nice. Nobody was like blatant. I don't think I've ever met anybody that's blatantly been like, or I don't think I've ever interacted with anybody either that's been just blatantly rude to me. I mean, I think everybody that I've ever talked to, like, addressed me like a human being, you know? Okay, let's see. I've never been to Australia. Oh, God, so many people want to know about... how are you doing? How are you doing being stuck at home? How are you doing being stuck at home? Favorite, least favorite custom Starbucks drink? Oh, God, I don't know what my least favorite would be, but I already said my favorite. What made you go vegan? Well, I'm not vegan. I'm vegetarian. And, you know, when I started again, it was for kind of like health reasons. And I also wanted to see if I could do it again. I had been a vegetarian before. And I started doing it for 30 days. And I really had no plan to do it past 30 days. And then just like 1 month led to another. And I think this is like my 3rd year of being a vegetarian. The first year and the second part of the first part of the second year, I really would think a lot about it. Like, I'm gonna stop being a vegetarian. Like, I can go have chicken or whatever. I never think about it anymore. Like, I literally never think about it. It's just who I am today. And I never think about it. I had to learn a lot though through the years, you know, like there are, you know, things that I would never know aren't vegetarian and things that are. And so, like, I've really had to kind of learn some of that as I've gone. And I just today am a vegetarian that aims at always being plant-based. If I mess up, and I don't mean like I mess up and have a cheeseburger. I mean, like, if I mess up unknowingly and I don't know that something has like meat byproducts in it or something, like, I don't eat it again, but like I learn from that. And I think that that's just like, you know, what I would suggest for most people. Let's see. The favorite thing you have reviewed so far. God, the favorite thing. Well, my favorite review video that I ever did was eating the cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory on the side of the road. That was a lot of fun. My favorite thing to review was probably that workout board that I was like spinning on and stuff like that, and I used the Twinkies for the biceps. That was probably oh my God, I just went out of my questions. That was probably the most fun that I ever had. Let's see. I know you love soda pop, but what is your favorite snack to munch on? Oh my god, my favorite snack that I'm obsessed with right now is onion dip and, oh my god, my battery is about to die. Onion dip and sour cream and cheddar Lays. I'm like obsessed with them right now. So anyway, I thought that would be a fun little video to do a little Q&A. I'm going to save the questions. I might come back in a couple days and do another Q&A just to have you guys have something to watch out there while you're at home. Anyway, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy. I love you guys, and if you have any other questions, put them in the comment section below, and I might answer your question in the next Q&A. I love you, and I will see you then. Bye.